Hey, what's up YouTubers, and welcome back to another Todd E. Walnuts video. Joined by the lovely ladies again today, Miss Hannah and Miss Heidi. And today we're going to go through and do a deeper dive into these vinyl records, soundtracks that I picked up over the last couple of months. Just going to kind of quickly go through and show you what is all here, and then I'm going to pause it and we're going to go through one by one and check out the interior artwork, the liner notes, the different color variations. So the first one here is William Castle's Ghost Story. This was an original, this is a vintage record from the 70s. The next one was called The Music of Halloween Horror Nights, put up by Midnight Syndicate, and this was from 2021, I believe. 2020. So we'll take a look at that. The next one's also a vintage record called Drop Dead, An Exercise in Horror by Arch Obler. And we have the first pressing of Famous Monsters Speak. And I have a couple of WaxWork records, vinyl here. This is, first one is Spider Baby. Next one is White Zombie. And Carnival of Souls. And then we're going back to some vintage. This is called Monster Mash, featuring John Zackerly, right there. And another Rob Zombie label. This is called a Halloween Hootenanny, limited edition. This was put out, I believe, in 1998. It was originally put out in 1998. This is the reissue from 2020. And here's another vintage. This one's still sealed. This is also from the 70s. This is called House of Terror. Over an hour of frightening fun. And this one I was pretty happy about. This is called Something Weird, Spook Show Spectacular A Go-Go. So this one's becoming pretty pricey now. That also does come with a DVD. It's just kind of like a trailer compilation, but we'll go through that. The next one is called Frankie Stein and His Ghouls. This is also a reissue, as you can see here. It's his first ever LP reissue. Now these are sold out. They were put out by a company called Real Gone Music. And this one unfortunately has just sold out. I don't know about just sold out, but it is indeed sold out. So you'll have to get it on the secondary market like eBay or Mercari. Also from Real Gone Music, I picked up the Munsters teenage singing group. We'll go through that. WaxWork Records again. This is the game soundtrack for the new released game that came out a month or two ago. This is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And it also comes with a second vinyl if you bought it through WaxWork Records online. It's like an online exclusive, I guess. I'm not sure if they still have them. I pre-ordered this, so I was able to get that. Here's another Zackerly Monster Gallery. This is also a reissue. This one was limited to 500 copies. This one is also now sold out. This is the clear record with pumpkin splatter. We'll check that out. And then last, we will check out probably the gem in this video. This is the Firefly box set. These are 3 films from Rob Zombie. You get House of 1000 Corpses, The Devil's Rejects, and 3 from Hell. It's a pretty beefy, heavy-duty box set. We'll go through this last. This will be the cherry on top. So get yourself relaxed and get comfortable. Get your slippers on, get a blankie, get some juice and some chips, and let's take a look at these records. Okay, so these are in no particular order, and I'm just going to pull from this pile. The only one that does have a spot on the list is going to be the last one, like I said, for Firefly box set. But this one is Zachary Monster Gallery, limited to 500. And this was artwork done by the great Jack Davis. And you can see there's a lot going on here on the cover. All different types of characters. And they're all following Zachary. Looks like they're going to have a great time. So this one was just a regular sleeve. It's not a gatefold or anything. So I was able to just slice the plastic with a knife. I'm going to keep that plastic on there to kind of preserve that cover. And we'll take a look at some of the track listings here, and then we'll pause it again, and I'll show you the vinyl. So this record was originally released in 1963, and this is the reissue from 2017. I believe these are still pretty affordable. You can see John Zachary there. And I'm sure if you look around you can find this for a pretty good price. And this is what the vinyl looks like. They're calling this clear with pumpkin splatter, and I think it looks really good. Let's see if I can kind of maybe get some of the light to reflect off of that so you can see the translucent record with the orange splatter. I think it looks really good. So that was Zachary's Monster Gallery. We're going to move on to the next one. I'm going to attempt to play a little bit of this record at the end of the video. If you guys stick around, we'll listen to a little bit of it. I'm just a little bit concerned that I may get hit with a copyright strike if I play it. So that's why I'll save it till the end, and if I do get a strike, I'll just re-upload the video without the end piece of music. The next one we're going to go through is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, based on the latest game that was released. Also, I like to keep these. These are called hype stickers. These are the stickers that are on the outside of the cellophane on records, and they call them hype stickers just because it gives you a little bit of info about them and a little bit of flashiness. You know, it's kind of like it beckons you to want to buy them, I guess. But I like to keep these, and I always do put these back in like a protective plastic sleeve. So I'm going to see if I can peel that off and put it on the protective sleeve when I put it back on there. But I do like to keep these. It's like a little memento. And this one was a 2 LP set, like I said. So we'll go through the game soundtrack first. And this is beautiful artwork. You can see there's Bubba. There's the hitchhiker, and there's Drayton, and there's the house from hell. You can almost hear that rickety squealing sound of that windmill spinning. And then you can see Kurt and Pam walking up to the Sawyer house, where they will meet their doom. And there is Leatherface. That's his little work area back behind that sliding door. We all know that scene when Kirk gets brained by that mallet. And then it just talks a little bit about the making of the film, or of the album, sorry. And then there's some thank yous and some vinyl credits and stuff like that. So the back has the track listing. And I'm going to pause it here and we'll pull out the vinyl. So this was pretty interesting. I like their color choice for this vinyl. And it's kind of a wink and a nod to the Atari 2600 game that came out, I believe, in 1983, somewhere around there. And in that game, it was a terrible game, by the way, but Leatherface was like a minty green color, like his apron, everything about him was this minty green color. So this is kind of a nice little tribute to that original game. So I'm gonna pause this here, put it back, and we'll keep moving on. So that was WaxWork Records, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Very high quality. Everything is very nice about this set. I would expect nothing less from WaxWork. I've been buying albums from them for years, and I'll keep doing so. It's a really, really great company. And the second album that came in this bundle is called Remains, and that's put out by a couple of guys, Wes Keltner and Jim Bonney, and they're calling this additional game music for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There's the inside of the gatefold. I feel like that's kind of a waste of space just to have kind of that rusty background. They could have definitely put some kind of graphics or a scene or some of the characters inside of here. It just looks plain Jane to me. There's not even any writing or anything. It's just like a rusty panel. And I guess that's just a small gripe, but it just seems like a wasted opportunity to have this beautiful gatefold and have nothing inside. And here are the track listings. You can read those. I'm going to pause it. We will open up. So the hype sticker says that follow along here, I'm reading right there. The first album that we looked at was a green colored vinyl, and the second one is called rust colored vinyl. So let's see what their idea of rust colored vinyl is. Yeah, I guess that's rust. I think it looks great. It's really cool. It has some kind of, it almost looks like there's imperfections in there, but they designed that deliberately like that because it just looks like it's old, rusty, and like it's been neglected, whatever it is. But it's a really cool record, and I'm glad to have these two. You guys will have to comment down below. Let me know if you picked up any of these albums. The next one here is called the newest teenage singing group, The Munsters, inspired by the TV characters The Munsters. This was originally put out in the 60s by a record company called Decca, very popular, very well-known company. There's the little hype sticker. It says, "Rock and Roll from the Munsters, presented in ghoulish gray, limited to 1,000. I don't know if these sold out yet, but you can go check again at the website called realgonemusic.com. Check it out. They have a pretty good selection. I know that they release a lot of limited stuff, and a lot of their stuff on their site is sold out, so you may want to check that pretty quick if you're interested. Otherwise, I'm sure you can find these on eBay or Mercari or Etsy. So there's the track listing. And we're going to slice this bad boy open, and we're going to look at the ghoulish gray vinyl. Let's take a quick look at this picture, though. I think I went a little too fast. So tell me, were you more of a Munsters fan or more of an Addams Family fan, if you want to comment below? I think I was probably more Munsters, only because I watched more of them as a kid. They were in syndication on reruns and all that, and although I do like the Addams Family quite a bit, I just seem like I know a little bit more, and I've seen more of the Munsters. So there is the ghoulish gray. I love that logo. I think that kind of going back to that retro look that Decca used to have. And to me, the record looks nice. It looks good, but it's not ghoulish gray. It wasn't what I was picturing. It almost looks like a powder blue. It's more like a powder blue, or kind of a very soft blue, but I like it. I think it looks good. It's just not quite what I was expecting to see, but it's definitely not ghoulish gray. So the next one up is called Frankie Stein and His Ghouls, Monster Sounds and Dance Music. The Ideal Party record was put out by Power Records initially at one point, but again, this is a Real Gone Music release. And I recommend you guys check those out, check that website out. I get nothing for that. I'm not a spokesman or anything. I'm just a fan, and I'm trying to relay fan stuff to other fans, so maybe I can help you out a little bit. There's the hype sticker. It was originally released in 1964. This one was re-released in 2022, but like I told you earlier, this one is sold out, but you can find it on eBay, I'm sure. and it's pretty nice, kind of wacky artwork. Kind of has a vintage vibe to it. I love it. I really love this kind of stuff. And they're calling this record a ghoulish neon green. So we will take a look at that here in one moment. So this is the record I'm showing you right now. Real Gone Music also has just recently released Volume 2 and Volume 3. If you try to find these on eBay right now, the original pressings, they're anywhere from 75 to $100, maybe more. But you can go to Real Gone Music and get them for I think 23 or 24 bucks, 25 tops. So I would definitely go check them out if you're interested in that. And then there's two other ones. These are also very, very expensive on the secondary markets, the original pressings. I would not be surprised if Real Gone Music has plans for these two, since they've already released the first 3. So I'm sure that eventually they're going to re-release Melodies, and so I think it's Volume 4 and 5. Although they don't number these as 4 and 5, I just call them that just to kind of make it a little bit more simple. But yeah, I will definitely get those two if they do get re-released. And there are the track listings. If you want to pause and read that. So this basically, it's a 60s kind of a pop group that plays, kind of scary Halloween type music, set to kind of like dance music for the time, like the Malt Shop, the Hop, and all that stuff. It's kind of in that same vein. So this is definitely a period piece from that era. So we'll pause it now and we'll take a look at the Ghoulish Green Neon record. Okay, so this is really cool. I love this. It's like a translucent green record. I love that logo. That's beautiful. Really, really nice record. So that was Frankie Stein and his Ghouls. I'm calling this one Volume 1. This was the first of 5 records that were released. Again, they also do have Volume 2 and Volume 3 out now. These are very limited, so if you're interested, go over there now, check them out, and then keep an eye for these two here. I'm sure that they will release those at some point. The next one here may be my favorite of this lot that I'm showing you guys. This is a really cool record. This one's has become quite pricey now too, but put it on your radar and just keep watching the prices. You'll find it. I got a really, really good deal on this one. I got it for about half of what people are asking for it now on eBay. And people are asking such ridiculous prices now that eventually they're going to have to drop their prices. So just be patient and wait till you feel comfortable with the price that you can find, that you can afford, and then just pull the trigger then. This is Something Weird on Stage, the Spook Show Spectacular A Go-Go. And I mean, that cover is just wild. That's amazing. A lot going on here. A lot of different characters, and in that old spook show kind of advertising vein, I guess. And this record was released in 2019, so it is 4 years old, and it's sold out. That's why it's so expensive on the secondary markets. But like I said, if you're very patient, that's the only way to be. If you're a collector, then just be very patient. Don't let FOMO take over your world and your bank account, because you're not going to be a collector very long if you buy at high prices like that. So we took the plastic off. The Hype sticker says it's gangrenous green vinyl, and you also get a DVD and a zine. It's a mini booklet. They're calling it a zine. And I believe that those were only limited to the first pressings. Once these are sold out, I don't know if they plan to repress these, but if you're looking for this on a secondary market and you want the whole thing with the DVD and the booklet, just make sure you ask questions. I think there's a lot of these that are missing stuff, so So again, there's the back. I live on a really busy street, so I'm sure you guys can hear all kinds of background noises. There is the gangrenous green cover. I love it. I think it looks great. It looks really, really great. And I'm going to just kind of slide that off to the side. We're having a very lazy Saturday. I got all of my work done this morning. I got the yard work done and everything, so I'm just going to kind of chill right now. But so here's the zine, air quotes. This is a little booklet that comes with it. Spook Show Spectacular A Go-Go. See monsters attack the girl show. Crawling Thing from Planet 13. The Great London Ghost Show. Really nice. These advertisements kind of harken to the days gone, days of old when this was. These spook shows were very popular. You don't see anything like this anymore. Okay, this is the last page, the last wrap here, but then I'm not sure who that actress is. She looks very familiar. She's very curvy. Looks like you can order DVDs. If you guys are interested in any of these DVDs, go over to Something Weird. Is it Something Weird Video or just Something Weird? Let's see. I'm sure if you Google it, you'll be able to find it. Yeah, but it doesn't say what the website is in the back. I'm just Google it, Something Weird, and then it'll take you to their website there. And then you also do get a DVD in a little paper sleeve here. And like I said earlier, this is just more or less, it's a trailer compilation for some of their previous releases from Something Weird. It's called Monsters Crash the Pajama Party, Coming Attractions and More. It's a nice little trinket to throw in. I always appreciate it when companies throw extra stuff in. So there's the booklet and the DVD, and again, here is the vinyl. And that was Something Weird Spook Show Spectacular A Go-Go. Highly recommend this. The next one here, it's a pretty cool record too. It's it just kind of wants to pull you in, right? You see all that action here on the front. You can see Dracula, and you can see Frankenstein, you can see the Wolfman. And this is an original pressing from the 1970s. I don't remember what year. It might have been 73. And this is still sealed. So this thing has been sealed for 50 years. And we're going to open it today. It's called The House of Terror. Over an hour of frightening fun. It was put out by Parade. And the artwork on this is just gorgeous. I love the colors, and I think that's really, really nice. You get 2 records and a book featuring spine-chilling stories of Dracula, Wolfman, and Frankenstein, plus scary fun songs with Witch Doctor, Monster Mash, Dinner with Drac, and Purple People Eater. So I'm going to do this live. We're going to open up a 50-year-old record for the first time ever right now. So I put a little slice in the cellophane here on the wrapping. Pull that off. So this record has been sitting in a plastic prison for 50 years, and we are finally going to release it and check it out. So that artwork there on the cover is amazing. I think it looks great. And there's a book and 2 records on the inside. Here are the track listings. I'm going to pause it here so we can take the vinyl out and take a better look. Okay, so all of the cellophane is off, and we'll take a quick flip through of the comic book style of a booklet that's included with the record. This is the story of Frankenstein. I'm not going to go through panel by panel. I'm actually just going to kind of skim through this. I'm sure if you guys are interested, you can find a copy of this somewhere for a pretty affordable price. And, I mean, obviously this was sealed for over 40 years. Everything is crisp. I can even still smell the ink. It has like a new smell to it. And there's Dracula. I think the original Peter Pan record was much earlier than this. I believe this one came out in 1982, which would put this at about 41 years old as I'm recording this. This was put out by a company called Parade Records. I think it was put out by Peter Pan. I could be mistaken. And then here is the vinyl. It's just the old school plain Jane black vinyl, which looks absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. Obviously it's never been played. It was sealed, but that is a beautiful record right there. So that was House of Terror. We dare you to spend the night at our house. I guess I should mention really quickly that there are 2 records. I only just showed you one because they're both exactly the same. I mean, so there are 2 records that come with this set. Don't want to confuse anybody. So this next one is probably my number 2 favorite of this lot that I'm showing you. The first one was Something Weird. I really love this one. It's great. It's called Spookaphonic Halloween Hootenanny. And this has a hype sticker that says, back on ghoulish vinyl for the first time since 1998. Limited color vinyl edition. This was originally put out on Geffen Records back in 1998. Now, I believe it's UGI now, and I think that's a Rob Zombie company. I could be wrong about that too. I thought Zombie put this out on his own label, but I may be wrong about that. Zombie A Go Go Records. There is the track listing. And what I like about this one is there's a really good variety. So you get Zachary, and then you get Rob Zombie performing with his band The Ghastly Ones, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to read them all, but so this was reissued in 2020, originally issued 1998. And there's the very gorgeous Sherry Moon. Very photogenic. I'm going to pause it here. We're going to take a look at the limited color vinyl. So there is the beautiful, gorgeous vinyl. It almost looks like the innards of a pumpkin. It's like kind of a translucent orange. Has some other colors kind of swirled in. There's some greens, some darker colors. It's a really nice looking record. And it says, trick or treat, smell my feet. Give me something good to eat. And then there on the back is the track listing again. So this was kind of a quickie, but it's a beautiful record, a nice little set. I recommend this one too. This is Rob Zombie's Halloween Hootenanny, originally released in 1998, re-released in 2020. The next one here is also another original pressing, first pressing from the 60s. I don't know exactly which year in the 60s. This is John Zacherle's Monster Mash. This record is pretty hard to find in good condition, so I was pretty lucky that I found this, and I had to look around for a while to find one that was I'm pretty picky when it comes to quality and stuff, so I started looking for this, and I think it took me like about a month and a half before I found one that I was really okay with. There's a lot of these were damaged just because they're old, and it all depends on how you store these, how the owners store these, and there was a lot of stains and tears and fading. So it took me a while to find one, and I was pretty happy with this copy here. So here is the track listing. It's okay to be picky if you're a collector. I mean, you want to have something high quality in your collection. And I read that interview last time, so I'm not going to do that this time. But I will quickly pull out the record. It's just a plain black record. This will be a quick little segment here. So there you can see the vinyl, and if you're going to be a vinyl collector, if that's something you want to start doing, and if you want to start buying some of the original pressings from 50, 60 years ago, it's also very important to know the quality of the record itself. So if you're buying something on eBay, don't be afraid to ask questions and have them post extra photos if you're not satisfied with their description, because you don't want to have a really nice case and then pull out the record and it looks like it was used as sandpaper or something. So, and this one is in really, really nice condition for 50 years old, 60 years old, whatever it is. I'm gonna guess 1964 this came out, but that's just something I'm pulling out of my what. I have no idea, but this is a nice record, and I'm glad to have this in the collection. All right, so now we're going to get into these next three are new records from WaxWork Records, and these were put out in conjunction with Rob Zombie and WaxWork Records. They worked together to put these soundtracks out. Now this one here had a previous soundtrack, but the other two never had an official soundtrack, so it's really cool to have those now on vinyl. And you can see the hype sticker here. It says Carnival of Souls Original Motion Picture Soundtrack, music by Gene Moore, officially on vinyl for the first time, although this, I'm telling you, this did have an official release at one time, so that sticker is incorrect. This was not released on vinyl for the first time. There was a previous release of this. Sourced from the original film negative, 150 gram Ghoul, Blue, and Aqua pinwheel. That sounds really nice. I bet it's pretty. We'll check it out. Artwork by Graham Humphreys, and you get a 12 by 12 art print of this cover. And Graham Humphreys is one of the best artists ever, and he's an artist from the UK. He's really, really good at what he does, obviously. And there's some characters from the film. There are the track listings for the first record. You can pause that if you want. I'm just going to keep moving. And there are the track listings for the second record. You can see Rob Zombie's logo. Rob Zombie Presents, along with WaxWork Records. If you're interested, you can go to either of these websites, robzombie.com or waxworkrecords.com. And we're going to pause it here and crack this bad boy open. Okay, so I was mistaken. This is a one record set. It just had so many tracks. I got confused. I thought it was two records, but it is one. There again is the cover of the album. And you get a 12 by 12 print of a scene and a character from the movie. And even in that state, she's covered in blood and muck and wet. She's still gorgeous. Some women just have it like that. They wake up gorgeous. They don't even have to do much. So there's a little bit about the record there. If you want to pause it and read it, I'm going to give you a little once over. And then it is a beautiful record. What were they calling it? They were calling it Ghoul, Blue, and Aqua Pinwheel. That's a gorgeous record. Very, very nice. So that is Carnival of Souls. Next up is White Zombie, starring Bela Lugosi, the original motion picture soundtrack. And this one is available for the first time in any format. Exclusive liner notes by Rob Zombie, green and black hand-poured vinyl. I bet you that looks great. And again, artwork by the great Graham Humphreys, and you get a 12 by 12 print of that image. can see the track listing there. I'm going to pause it. We're going to open this up. Well, I'm pretty impressed with this release. When I opened it off camera, I said, wow, right out loud, because this is absolutely gorgeous, this record. There's the front again. You open it up, there's a gatefold, and you can see the characters in a scene from the movie. And it looks absolutely amazing. Look at, you can see Bella's eyes in the background. You can see some background characters of zombie-like creatures. It looks amazing. And we already looked at the back. And then here's the vinyl. I mean, it has this kind of a putrid green swirl. It looks like slime or something rotten. It just looks amazing. It looks really, really good. This is a beautiful release. And then there is a 12 by 12 art print in here. And I'll pull that out. It has liner notes by Rob Zombie. So let's check this out really quick. So it's almost kind of like a Andy Warhol panel of characters. And on the back, it looks like it has some quotes from the movie. And these are all little notes that were added by Rob Zombie. I'll go a little bit slower in case you want to pause and read those. Look at it, has a couple of, it looks like it got panned in 1932. Worst movie of 1932 from Vanity Fair. Ludicrous from the New York Daily News. Ridiculous from New York World Telegram. That's a really good way to describe this movie. It says, White Zombie is a dark, atmospheric film dripping with surreal magic. And I don't think it could be described any better than that. There's Rob Zombie, Hollywood, California, 2022. So this is a great record. Really happy to have this. That beautiful putrid green color. Let's see if we can get some light to kind of come through on that. And then there's the cover again. And here's the 12 by 12 artwork by Graham Humphreys. He also did the cover. And some liner notes from Rob Zombie. Beautiful little collector's piece. Very happy to have this. Next one is another fun movie. It's called Spider Baby. I think this has a couple of different Blu-ray releases. I know Arrow released it. I have that release. Really nice cover. Again, Graham Humphreys did the artwork. So the hype sticker says Spider Baby, available for the first time on vinyl. 180 gram blue and green marble vinyl. Exclusive interview by Rob Zombie with director Jack Hill and actress Beverly Washburn. Artwork by Graham Humphreys. It's a really heavy record. It almost feels like there's two in there, but it doesn't say. Oh yeah, there's two. Here's the first record, side A and B. And then here is the second record, side A and B. So we're gonna slice it up and I'll be right back. Alright, so the shrink wrap is off. Take another look at that cover. It's gorgeous, really nice. And we open it up to the gatefold, and you have some characters and some scenes from the movie. You can see a young Sid Haig in this movie. And there are the track listings again. We looked at that already. I'm only going to pull out one record. it's the same, but look at how gorgeous that is. It's really, really nice. What a beautiful blend. I really love the way that looks. And then we have a 12 by 12 art print from Graham Humphreys. A little bit about that. If you'd like to pause and read, you can certainly do that. And then we also have, I'm not sure what you would call this. It's, I guess, just some characters from the movie. It's kind of a leaflet with some, oh, this is the interview that they were talking about. So that looks like it's ripped and torn, but that's just part of the print. But this is the interview with Jack Hill and Beverly Washburn that was given by Rob Zombie. That's pretty amazing. And you know, Rob Zombie's a huge horror fan. He's a fanboy just like the rest of us, and I really I admire Rob Zombie. So that is Spider Baby. That is a 2-record set, another beautiful edition. I would recommend it. If you're a vinyl collector, or if that's something you're thinking about doing, I would probably start with this. You know, if you don't have any records in your collection, maybe pick up a couple of these Rob Zombie records from WaxWork. It'd be a really nice start to your collection. And if you have a huge collection already and you don't own this one, this would be a great addition to that collection. The next one here, this is also very affordable. I would recommend you guys grab this one if you don't already own it. This is a great record. This was the 1963 first issue, first pressing. It was also re-released in 1974. They both have the same exact cover. As far as I know, this was the only cover for this release, unless there were bootlegs of other releases, but this was on the 63 and the 74 re-release. I know the audiobook has a different cover, but as far as I'm aware, the vinyl only ever had this cover. And this was put out by Golden Records. Written by Cherney Berg, the voices of Gabriel Dell. You can see some of the Universal monsters in the background there. The Big Five. You got Dracula, you got Frankenstein's monster, you got the Wolf Man, you got the Gill Man, and of course you have the Mummy. Really nice little addition here. This is still very, very affordable. There's the original copyright date. Now, if you have the second pressing, it will say over here in the right-hand corner, 1974. If you have the original pressing, it'll say copyright 1963. And then there's the vinyl. Just kind of plain Jane, but that's how they rolled back in the 60s. There's nothing wrong with that. I think black vinyl is gorgeous. I love it. So that is Famous Monsters Speak from the Famous Monsters of Filmland. So the next one I was really happy to add to the collection. This is kind of going back many years, all the way back to before television even, back when family members used to kind of huddle around their radio and listen to radio programs. Back in the day, they had a lot of different great radio programs and serials like Lone Ranger and Tarzan and stuff like that. There was also a lot of horror and sci-fi stuff back in the day. This is a record called Drop Dead, An Exercise in Horror by Arch Obler. This was put out by Capitol Records. This is the original first pressing. And Arch Obler was a jack of all trades. He was a director, producer, playwright, screenwriter. He produced a lot of different programs, and he went all the way back to the AM radio program days. And one of his most famous serials on the AM radio was called Lights Out. kind of a horror themed anthology radio program. You can see the tracks for side 1 and 2. You can also see the cast who voice their talented voices for this program. And then this is the record, and it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful record. Original first pressing. It's almost flawless. And this will be a quick one. There's really not much to show, but I was really glad to get this. I picked this up very cheap. I think this was under 20. It might have been like around 15-ish or so. But I'm really glad to have this. So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. We have 2 more releases, this one and one other one. And I just wanted to mention, if you guys have Halloween records and you want to do a kind of a video to this, I would definitely be interested in seeing your Halloween records. And also let me know which your favorite records were in this video, just to have a little conversation in the comments section. Just because I do believe all that stuff does kind of help the channel grow, the thumbs up and the comments and all that stuff, and the views, of course. And I appreciate you guys who watch. And there are some of you who are kind of, I guess, constant supporters who watch every video, and I really appreciate you guys. I'll do a shout out video someday, but I do notice you guys, and I read your comments. I read all of them. I respond to most of them, and I do see you in the comments section, so I know who the regulars are, and I deeply appreciate you. So this next one is music of Halloween Horror Nights. Video response. That's the word. That's the word I was looking for. I couldn't think of it. So if you want to do a video response to this video showing your Halloween horror records, just comment down below and let me know. And if I'm not subbed to you, I'll definitely go check out your video and give you a sub. And you know, if you want to mention this channel in your video response, and somebody else does it, I'll go check out their video too. So this was put up by Midnight Syndicate, and this was the music of Halloween Horror Nights from 2020. And I know these are very limited and they're sought after. So I believe these were limited to 1,000, and I got number, you can see kind of a gilded font there, kind of a debossed, kind of a number stamp into the back cover there. I got number 533. I think it's kind of hard to read that, but these are just the sounds from they have like a Halloween fest every year at Universal Orlando, and I guess Universal California too, but this one's from Orlando. And so this is some of the music that they had for that. So I'll just read really quick a little synopsis at the top. It says, Halloween Horror Nights has become the world's most anticipated haunt industry event, and Midnight Syndicate has been there from the beginning. Fans will recognize these eerie themes that appeared on the award-winning HHN website, Halloween Horror Nights. The themes were omnipresent and in detailed haunted house mazes, elaborate scare zones, and creepy entry and exits of the Universal Orlando parks. Taken from some of the most creative years of this amazingly popular event, this album also includes several original haunting scores and creepy narrations that are being released for the first time ever. So drop your needle, sit back, and relive our glory days. I know that they have a couple more releases from different years, but these are becoming very, very hard to find and very expensive. So I was glad to get this now when I could, and for at a pretty good price. So there is a gatefold here. Let me pull that open if I can. This jacket's really light, and so there are some of the horror creatures that were at the event, and then you get the track listings. And if you guys want to read, there's another kind of a paragraph. If you want to pause and read that, I'm not going to read anymore. There's the back again, and then here's kind of a pumpkin orange record. Really, really nice. Beautiful. So that was the music of Halloween Horror Nights, HHN, Universal Orlando. you know, I said this was the last one, and I completely forgot that I have that box set. So there's going to be one more after this, actually 3 more, because there's 3 records in there. How could I forget the cherry on top? So this is William Castle's Ghost Story, thrilling, chilling sounds of fright and the supernatural. You can see that has a very old price tag there, $4.62. It's put up by Peter Pan Records. I showed this last time too. This record should not be listened to by the very young or tender-hearted. And somebody pointed out in my last update video that this is, oh shoot, I forgot his name. Darn it, I just had it on the tip of my tongue. I know you guys are probably screaming at your Victor French, I believe. That's Victor French. It doesn't say anywhere in the back here, but somebody did point that out to me, so thank you very much for that. If I make mistakes, and I do make mistakes. It's always nice when if people can correct me to get the story right. I want to make sure I give you guys good information. So that is Victor French. And William Castle, you guys know all about him. He's a great director, and or he was a great director, and he had a lot of really nice kind of gothic horror movies. And Indicator Powerhouse put out a box set or 2 of his movies, and they're great movies. And so this is kind of an audio movie, if you will. This is just kind of like audio stories from the mind of William Castle. So you can see that in some of the tracks there. And I'll pause it really quick and we'll take the record out. So there's the record again, another gorgeous, almost flawless record. Really nice. And I do have 2 record players at my house. I still have a lot of old media, old equipment, and I'll never get rid of it. I still have a VHS player that works. It's actually a DVD VHS combo, and then I think I have like 3 or 4 Blu-ray players. I have 2 that are region free. I have one here in my bedroom that's region free, and I have one in the living room that's region free. So I would like to get a Super 8 projector at some point and get some Super 8 movies, but that's going to be a little ways down the road. Anyway, this is Ghost Story, William Castle's. There's the gorgeous record. Going to pause it here, and we're going to go through the Firefly box set, and then we'll say goodbye to each other. Okay, so we made it to the end, and I'm really looking forward to getting into this one here. This is the Rob Zombie trilogy, the Firefly trilogy, for House of 1000 Corpses, The Devil's Rejects, and 3 from Hell. This is still available on WaxWork. I bought this on a secondary market from somebody. It was still sealed, as you can see. We're going to open that up. But I got a way better deal than I would have from WaxWork. They're pretty expensive. So you get each soundtrack pressed to 2 LPs. So there's 6 records in this set, 2 for each movie. 180 gram splatter colored vinyl. Liner notes by Rob Zombie. A Dr. Satan turntable slip mat, and artwork by Rob Samelin. I don't know how to pronounce that. But let's take a look here at some of these, because we got a lot going on the cover. Make sure we get all of that. And we'll take a look at the back. This was a really nice set. It's very heavy, and it's a very sturdy, thick box. Here we got on the spine, it says Rob Zombie's Firefly Trilogy, and then it has the 3 movie titles. WaxWork Records logo. And on the back it shows some characters from the series, from the franchise. And then you have all the track listings, which we're not going to go through all of these. But it's a gorgeous, gorgeous heavy-duty set. So I'm going to pause it here, take the plastic off, and we're going to crack into this bad fella. Okay, so the plastic is off. this is a really nice set. It kind of has like a slip box, and this pulls off. I already took it off. Very high quality, very sturdy. And so it just kind of, it slides off to the side like so. And then you have kind of like a little half shell on the inside. Don't really know how else to describe it. The artwork looks okay. It's not really what I was expecting. It almost looks kind of comic booky, if that makes sense. But I mean, it looks fine. It's shows the big characters in the films. And let me see how I can see if I can slide these out. Okay. So again, very, very heavy duty, high quality, sturdy cardboard box. Really, really nice. It's very heavy, a very heavy set. Here's the turntable slip mat, Dr. Satan. Really nice. I like that. It's pretty good. And then we have the 3 albums, which I'll just kind of glaze over these really quick, and then we will do a deeper dive. So the first one, these are backwards. So we have 3 from Hell, which was the 3rd movie in the trilogy. I'm not really digging the artwork on these. I don't mean to complain, because I do like the trilogy and I love Rob Zombie and I like his work, but I'm just not I'm not digging the artwork that much on this. And here's part 2, so we're going backwards. This is the Devil's Rejects. And my favorite of the trilogy, House of 1,000 Corpses. This movie had kind of a Texas Chainsaw vibe to it, just because there's like a deranged family living, you know, in the middle of nowhere. Nobody can hear you scream out there. It had kind of that TCM vibe. And it makes me feel like I wish Rob Zombie would try his hand at a TCM movie, to direct one. I think it would probably be pretty good. And I hope that he would do that at some point. That franchise needs to be revived a little bit. Texas Chainsaw, it's gone downhill quite a bit. So I'm going to pause it here, and we'll start with House of 1,000 Corpses. Alright, so there's the cover again. Do a little flipperoonie. This is a 2-record set, but I'm only going to take 1 record out because they're both the same. But you have the gatefold is kind of a panoramic viewing. I'll be a little bit honest with you guys. I'm kind of disappointed in the artwork of this. I was expecting something a little bit better than this. There's the back again. Check out the beautiful vinyl, though. It's a clear vinyl with kind of like clown paint splatter. What a gorgeous record. I think that's the best record of the day. That is absolutely beautiful. We'll put that off to the side, and then you get a 12 by 12 art print, and you get the track listing on the back. And then it also comes with liner notes and I guess still frame photos from the movie. There's Rob. Be curious to hear what your favorite Rob Zombie movie is, and if you own any of his records, whether it be from his White Zombie band or from the movies that he's made. Tom Towles, rest in peace. Dennis Fimple, he's gone. Karen Black is gone. A lot of the greats, Sid Haig is gone. A lot of the greats from this movie are no longer with us. There's Karen Black. She passed away too. What a beautiful record and set. I just wish the artwork was a little different, but maybe I'll get over it. I think it'll grow on me. I love the movie, so. All right, we'll move on. I just had another wow moment when I looked at the vinyl on this one. I think this one might be the best. Hey, we got our visitor's back. We lost her for a little bit. Looks like she wants to come back and take a little nap up here. But here's the Devil's Rejects cover, and it opens up into a gatefold, and you can see the end scene. I believe they were playing Freebird during that end scene. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but yeah, it was pretty sad to see the Fireflies get annihilated like that. So again, this one has 2 records, and I'm just going to take one out. Here's the 12 by 12 art print. It's also the same image that's on the cover, and then it also does have the track listings here on the back. And there's another kind of like a little an insert with some very nice, colorful, glossy photos from the film. There's PJ Souls. Really nice, high quality, glossy photos. There's Rob. And there's Sherry Moon. This would be my second favorite in the trilogy. There's Michael Berryman. Ken Foray. Oh. Oop, I just had a low battery alert, so I'm going to have to pause it here, and I will pick up. I'm going to go charge. It's going to be several minutes for me, and it's going to be a snap of the finger for you, but I will be right back. Okay, so we're back at it. So we have about half a battery, which is more than what I need to finish this, and then I will plug it back in when I'm uploading. So let's take a look at more of these photos. I really love seeing like the behind the scene photos of the actors, some of the characters of the film when they're kind of out of character. You know, you can see Sid Haig laughing, you know, having a good time. Looks like he's eating an ice cream cone with Sherry Moon. I enjoy seeing the little behind the scenes stuff like that. And it looks like there's some more liner notes and stuff from Rob Zombie. Really beautiful box set. Yeah, that was a great scene at the end. So that's the booklet. Really beautiful. And then let's take a look at this gorgeous vinyl. It's kind of like a teal and bright orange. It looks really, really good. It's a beautiful record. So that was the Devil's Rejects edition. And we have one more, the 3 from Hell. We'll check that out right now. Okay, so this is the final record for this video. This is 3 from Hell. What do you guys think about that art? I'm not the biggest fan of it. I like the colors of this one. I like that van. It just looks a little cartoony, too much cartoony. It doesn't really seem to fit with this trilogy. It's almost like they're making it look like the Walking Dead comic book. I don't know why they would do that. Okay, so I mean it's a cool set though. That's just a small gripe. I would still strongly recommend this box set. So here again is kind of a like a little picture liner note, kind of like a little booklet here. I've only watched 3 from Hell once, and it was the weakest of the trilogy in my opinion, but I do need to give it a rewatch. I've watched House of 1000 Corpses probably 25, 30 times, and I've watched The Devil's Reject a good maybe 10, 12 times, but I've only watched this one once. So I definitely need to give it a revisit. It's still going to be number 3 for me, but it's been so long since I've seen it that I kind of forgot a little bit about it. To give myself a refresher. Some liner notes from Rob. There's the very, very cute Sherry Moon. She's one hell of a woman. Whew. Gorgeous. And I remember Sid was very, very ill, very, very sickly during this film, and I believe, if I remember right, he passed away before the movie was finished. So he only has a few scenes in the beginning of the movie, and the movie was released after he had passed away. And here's the 12 by 12 art print. Again, same image that's on the cover. And some track listing. And another gorgeous record. This is really cool. It almost kind of has like a hippie, kind of a tie-dyed vibe or feel to it. But it looks really great. It just looks really beautiful. It's gorgeous. So that was it, guys. Thank you for watching. Again, if you want to do a video response, tag me or comment down below. I would love to see your collection of your Halloween type movies. I'm always open to suggestions, so if there's anything that I'm missing and you think I should add it, definitely do let me know. Let me know which ones you liked in this video, and I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys out there are getting a lot of fanny, and if you're not getting a lot of fanny, I hope you're at least getting a nice proper wank. So take care, guys. I will catch you in the next video. Later.